Welcome back into the Stochastic YouTube channel. Guys, my name's Geoff Ulrich, and in this video, we're going to be bringing you some NBA action for No House Advantage. And if you're new to No House Advantage, there's a couple different ways to play. We got the Pick'em contest. We're creating prop-based style lineups, giving them different values down the board. We're going to throw them in big contests, play for big money against a bunch of different people. Today, for NBA, Friday, November 18th, we got a 15K, 5K guarantee, or 5K to first, 15K guaranteed slam dunk contest up on No House Advantage. So that's something to look forward to. We're going to be talking about those picks in this video as well. But there's also the versus the house contest. And on No House Advantage, you can play versus the house. You can create your own parlay style multiplier tickets, take a bunch of different props, put them together. You can take 2 or 3, put them together. You can take 5, put them together. And those have different values associated with them. So talking about different totals for both of those contests. For the Pick'em contest, that's what we're going to be talking about here. We'll be touching on that in this video. And if you're new to No House Advantage, use promo code Stochastic to sign up. Gives you a $50 match deposit bonus right off the top. It's just easy money, guys. Why wouldn't you do it? It's a great way to try out the site, though, as well. Get that extra $50. You can bankroll build. You can just try out both different contests. You can do whatever you want with it. Promo code Stochastic there to get you started. And on Stochastic.com as well, we have free projections up for No House Advantage. Very, very useful. We'll be using those to kind of help us, guide us along in this video as well. So we got the free projections up on Stochastic.com. Use promo code Stochastic to sign up. A couple different ways to play on No House Advantage. Let's dive into it now. Again, we got a pretty busy NBA slate here. There's a couple games that I really like targeting. There's one especially at the end we'll get to. But let's start off by talking about the Charlotte Hornets because LaMelo Ball out again. Not great news for them. Obviously, taking on Cleveland tonight as well. A tough team. They're going to be on the road here. It's a big spread. Cleveland's a 9-point favorite, but we do have to take advantage of this for our prop purposes here. And with LaMelo out, I like Terry Rozier here. I mean, he's going to take a ton of shots. I think that's pretty much a guaranteed. We got a 2.5 3-point prop. Let's go over that for our first prop of the day. It's not the greatest matchup. I actually really don't like targeting guards against Cleveland at all. I don't really like targeting anyone for overs against Cleveland at all. But you look at what Rozier has done, and when LaMelo was out, I mean, he was basically averaging close to 10 3-pointers a game. So, you know, the fact that we even have a 2.5 3-point prop as well on Rozier, we pretty much have to take it now that LaMelo's out again. The 3-pointers did drop. Even in the last game, he only took 4. But with Rozier, again, you know, as long as this game stays semi-close into the fourth, we're going to get a full complement of minutes. We're going to get Terry Rozier launching up a bunch of threes potentially just because of the way Charlotte plays and the fact that they may be behind. So I'm not even really too concerned about the point spread in this game or really just the minutes. Rozier's going to be out there playing big minutes because, again, LaMelo out. Should be pushing for, 34, 35 in this spot, potentially even more if the game stays close. So 2.5 3-pointers for Terry Rozier. Honestly, guys, this one's kind of a no-brainer for me with no LaMelo. The matchup, we could get into it if we wanted to, but this one, I mean, just a pure lineup play. Watch if there's any other rotational news for Charlotte late in the day, but I would expect Terry Rozier, again, to go back to his ways of probably attempting 9 or 10 threes in this spot. All right, let's move on to a bit more of an interesting one. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo here. I'm going to take the under on Giannis today for 29.5 points. Again, we got the Bucks. We got the 76ers. Again, 2 of the top teams, obviously, in the East. But you look at what these 2 teams do, and they like to slow things down a little bit. We only got a 213.5 game total here. It's really low. One of the lowest I've seen, quite frankly, all year for the NBA. So, or just not really for all year, but necessarily it's one of the low runs we'll see for the NBA. So Milwaukee, Philly, obviously a bit of a defensive battle expected here. It is a close point spread, but since Giannis has come back from injury, he's playing around 30 minutes, which is fine. He's not quite up to his usual, 35 plus, but he's gone under this point total just in terms of, his pure points usage. I mean, in 5 straight games now. So this is going back even to before the injury when he missed a few games. Giannis just really wasn't necessarily taking a ton of shots. He's actually, so he's gone over in 4 straight games, not 5, but still, the last couple games since back from injury, only played around 30 minutes. You could see his minutes get pushed up a little bit here against Philadelphia, but just looking at what Philadelphia does defensively as well, the 4th fewest points allowed in the NBA so far. They don't allow a ton of rebounds. this is a game where I think Giannis is really going to have to grind it out, maybe play like close to 40 minutes to really get over this total. So I think Philly's probably going to give him enough trouble here. I think that, again, 29.5, we're just being given a big point prop here on Noah's advantage for the contest. And I'm not sure if people will necessarily pile into an under on Giannis either. Obviously, people like to take the over on star players, so you could even get lower ownership on this one. But either way, setting up as a solid under for me on Giannis tonight, 29.5, just projected as a little bit too high there. Let's keep going here. Let's head to the game that I think you can target with a couple different players. And that's going to be Indiana and Houston. Now, Indiana, they got Halliburton back, so it's fairly full lineup, but again, I'm just going back to my guy here in Buddy Hield, who, just continually seems to get like the lowest point props ever on No House Advantage. And we're just going to keep targeting it. There's a couple different ways you could target Hield tonight. You could take the over on his 3-point prop. It's only 2.5, but just looking at his pure points prop here, it's 15.5. Again, if you go back in Buddy Hield's game log here, he's gone over this point prop in, I believe, 11 straight games now. So, I mean, like, this is just one that he's just been hitting easily. We haven't even got to the matchup yet, which is against Houston, a team that likes to play pace up, excuse me. So we got a 236 point total. We got a close point spread. Indiana's even favored. They have the bigger implied team total here. I'd be pretty shocked if Buddy Hield doesn't hit this. He's either going to have to be ice cold shooting or getting some serious foul trouble early. 15.5 points. Again, he's got over in 11 straight contests, I believe. But even last night, I mean, he hit 19 points. Not last night, I should say. In his last game, he hit 19 points and only took 5 3-pointers. So Buddy Hield getting it done. Good usage across the board. Again, you could look to his 3-point prop as well to even go a double over on Buddy Hield. I think that the threes will probably be there. This will be an up and down game. So lots of ways to play Buddy Hield today. But just going over on the 15.5 points, that's got to be your best bet. Let's stick with this game. Like I said, we do have a lot of points expected. It's going to be a fast-paced game. It's not like the Pacers are some kind of defensive powerhouse. They've allowed the 3rd most points in the NBA this year. You could look even across the board with the Pacers. Assist props, 3-pointers allowed. They're really not good at defending. So I'm looking at Jalen Green here as a player, much like Buddy Hield. I think you could probably play him in a lot of different areas, but I'm just going to go over on his points here. It's a little bit bigger. It's not as much as a gift as Buddy Hield's prop, but 22.5 points. We're going to take the over here. He did go under this in his last game, but you dive back a little bit deeper on Jalen Green, and he's been really good over his last few games. He's scored 20 points or more in 5 of his last 6 outings. This is a player I expect to push for 35 points and potentially or 35 minutes, I should say, in a very up-tempo, close game. He's played over 35 minutes now in 5 straight games. The usage is there. The field goal attempts are there. The matchup is great. Again, you could look to take the over on his 3-point prop as well. He's coming off a slow game, but prior to his last start, he had attempted at least 6 3-pointers in 7 straight games. So Jalen Green, a player you could kind of go over on in a lot of different areas, is not a player I'm going to fade. For a pure points prop, I think it's absolutely fine to go over here. He's been going over on this fairly steadily, not every night like Hield, but it's a good enough matchup here against Indiana that I think we want to take the over on Jalen Green. And again, you can combo these 2 plays. If we do get that really high scoring matchup, it's going to drag both these players over. And I would even look to press your advantage more in this game. I think you could probably look down the lineup. Like Tyrese Halliburton, I know, is available on the Pacers as well. So whatever you got available there, maybe look for even a 3rd over to throw in for the Pacers and the Rockets today. So quick recap here, guys. We're going to go over Terry Rozier, 2.5 3-pointers. Again, LaMelo Ball out. We're going to go under Giannis Antetokounmpo, 29.5 points. Just hasn't been scoring at the same rate. Really tough matchup against Philly. We're going to go over Buddy Hield, 15.5 points. We're going to go over Jalen Green, 22.5 points, expecting a higher scoring matchup there. Make sure you use promo code Stochastic. If you're new to Noah's Advantage, that gives you a $50 match deposit bonus right off the hop. We got free projections for Noah's Advantage over on Stochastic.com. I hope you guys have a great Friday of NBA action. My name's Geoff Ulrich. We'll talk to you soon.